Okay, good morning, grade fours. It is Wednesday, April the 30th today already. Wow. You should be correcting pages 16, 17, and 18 in your math booklets, and you are working on page 19, 20, 21, and 22. Now, I know that's an extra page, but page 21 literally has 2 questions on it. So I think we can get through to that next page. These ones aren't very long today at all. So to start with on page 19, just to help you through this, this is telling time by 5-minute intervals, okay? So remember on a clock, 5 minutes, we count by fives all the way around the clock, we get to 60 minutes here. Okay, so 60 minutes in 1 hour. 5, 10, 15, 20 counts all the way up to 60. Now I'm just going to turn this light on because it got dark all of a sudden. Okay, so the first question here says to write the number of minute it takes the minute hand is the long hand, to move from the following, from the 8 to the 12. So I have it at the 8 right now. How long would it take me to move the minute hand up to the 12? So that would be 5, 10, 15, 20. That would be 20 minutes. So it would take 20. Write the number of minutes, 20. The next one for B says from the 5 to the 7. So again, if I had it at the 5, and I moved it to the 7, that would be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So from 5 to 7, like that, is 10 minutes. So for answer for B would be 10. Again, if you have a clock like this at home that you can take the battery out or it's old, this really helps to move it around to answer these kind of questions. So connect each time to the matching clock face. You're just drawing lines here to match the 4 clock faces. Pretty straightforward. Draw the hour and minute hands on each clock, which you've been doing quite a bit of. Show the correct time. So 5 minutes after 6. So if you were drawing 5 minutes after 6, let me just move this all the way around. It simply would show something like, this would be 6 o'clock. So 5 minutes after 6. So your drawing should look like that at the bottom. 20 minutes after 3, 10 minutes after 9. Those are pretty straightforward. Page 20 over here again is just in 5-minute intervals. Now the first question here, you can just read this part here. So basically what it's saying is when the minute hand, the long hand, has passed halfway around, or the 6, people often will say the time to the next hour. So instead of saying like 40 minutes past 6, they might say something like 20 to 6. So let me just show you an example of that one. So if it was this time, okay, most people will not say it is 40 minutes past 6. Most people will say it's 20 to 6, 20 to 6. So anything that is after the halfway mark, people start to use the words to in the next hour. So it's 25 to, it's 20 to, it's quarter to, it's 10 to, it's 5 to. Okay, so those are words that we use after the half-hour clock. So I hope that makes sense. So the first question says label the clocks. So on here it shows me a time of 8:50. So again, let me just whip this around. It's showing this time. So 8:50, it's getting very close to 9 o'clock. Okay, label the clock. So how many minutes to how many? So it has a line that looks like this. This says minutes to here. So this would tell me that it's 10 minutes, 10 minutes to 9 o'clock. It's almost 9 o'clock. So when I move this around, it is now 9 o'clock. Okay, hope that helps. And again, use your clock at home if you have one. That's how you do the rest of those questions. This one is just drawing lines to match the proper times. Remember quarter to and quarter after, that will be helpful. Quarter after, quarter after. Okay, think of a pie cut into quarters, and that sounds good. Quarter to the hour over here. All right. Now, I was just thinking of pie and ice cream. This is a bit of a tangent, grade fours, but you know that 80 flavors ice cream that's open in the summer on 127th Street, close to our school? I'm really hoping that they figure out how to social distance people so that you can still go over there and get an ice cream cone. Really looking forward to that. Anyway, back to page 21. These ones are digital clocks, analog clock. It says read the time and show it the other way. So this one's done for you. Here you need to just show 4 o'clock on the analog clock. Here you're showing 9:20. Here they show you the time on the analog clock and you're writing it in digital form. 4 questions, that's it. Super simple there. Page 22 talks about AM and PM. When do we use AM, when do we use PM? So when we get up in the morning, we are talking always AM. When we go to bed at night, we are talking PM. But when does it switch? Okay, PM switches at noon, lunchtime, when we eat our lunch. Okay, anything before noon, we call it AM. It changes at noon and it changes at midnight. So if you are going to bed a little bit later, it's 8 o'clock, it's 8 p.m., 9 p.m., mom and dad are saying it's time to get to bed, 10 p.m., still kind of bright out. The next few weeks, 11 p.m., late night news comes on, 12 o'clock midnight. Now that switches after 12:01, it now becomes AM. So if you are up at 12:01 a.m., you are up like super late. 1 in the morning, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., start hearing the birds chirping, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., little brother and sister start to get up, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., we used to get ready for school. You might be getting up at that time. So AM is morning, early morning. PM is nighttime. Okay, so when they are talking about this question, write AM or PM in each sentence. Jamie walks his dog every morning at 6:30 a.m. or p.m. 6:30 in the morning is a.m. So again, remember, if this is my clock, okay, anything before this, let's think in the morning, a.m. So you are getting up in the morning. Let's just pretend we're back at school, because one day we will be back at school, and this will be helpful. So up in the morning, 8, we're going to call this a.m., okay? You're getting to school. Okay, we're hearing "Oh Canada," it's still AM. We're doing Wednesday morning gym class, how we used to have. We're almost at recess time. Our stomachs are growling because it's almost lunch. Thank goodness the lunch bell rings. It's still AM. When it gets to here, still AM. Now 12 noon, 12 o'clock, that's lunchtime. You guys were outside playing, outside in the park, in the back. That now switches to PM. So now 12:01, you're still playing outside, but it's now PM. Okay, come inside, eat your lunch. It's the afternoon. Thursday, we used to go to the library about that time. Getting close to the end of the day, the bell agendas. Bell rings. 3:15 p.m., 3:20 p.m. dismissal. Get home, have your snack, eat supper maybe, 5 o'clock. Walk the dog, ride your bike. Okay, getting ready for bed. This is still PM, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., getting kind of late. Mom and dad are saying get to bed because you'll be tired. 11, this is still PM. When it gets to midnight, holy schmoly, the house should be quiet by now. Midnight here, 12:01, after midnight, now it switches again to AM. So before that was PM, so that's how AM and PM work. Okay, they work on a 12-hour clock, both of them. So these questions refer to AM and PM. So let's do this one. Complete this table by writing the times in digital form. 10 past 3 in the morning, so 10 minutes after 3, that'd be like 3:10. Now in the morning, morning tells me it's AM. Evening tells me it's PM, or late afternoon tells me it's PM. Okay? Add 2 hours to each of these digital times. So if it was 9:52, 2 hours later would be 10:52, 11:52. So I'm just going to write 11:52. How many hours from 4 to 7 p.m.? That's that elapsed time. So again, you don't really need the clock for this, but 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. That tells me it's 3 hours. So we're going to write the number 3 there. So those are the pages for today. Sound like a lot of talking there, but if again, message me, Grade 4s, if you have any questions ever. I am more than happy to help you. And that will take care of your math for today. Have a good day, Grade 4s.